Part 3. There's a battle going on for your blast zone of influence. And it begins with which set of blueprints you're going to work from. Now, your first fill in there says this. This is culture's blueprint. Let's look at that first. Culture says influence is connected to power over others. And Jesus exposes culture's blueprint of influence with his first circle of guys who are trying to figure out, how do we become great? Let's read Luke 22, verses 24 and 25 together. Then they began to argue among themselves about who would be the greatest among them. Jesus told them, in this world, the kings and great men lord it over their people, yet they are called friends of the people. With his guys listening up, he interrupts their discussion on who's going to be at the top of the totem pole, and he says, hey, in this world, and then he describes culture's blueprint, which is, culture says, lead out of position and lord it over other people, okay? Get some position, then you can have influence and control other people in your lives. Now, when I see the disciples arguing among themselves, I feel a little bit better because we all struggle with this. We all struggle with the position that we have in life and our influence in the world and over other people. And we see a very common thing happen with the disciples. Jockeying for position, playing politics, power grabbing, who's going to get the seat at the table. So, it's not new stuff. And we see the disciples struggling with this. Now, when it comes to power and your character, there's a couple of things we have to get on the table. And one is, you don't have to be, in Jesus' terms, a lord or a king to be corrupted by power. In fact, it only takes just a little bit of power to corrupt us. How do I know this? Watch a youth referee at a soccer game, okay? Accountant by day, hand him a whistle and a uniform, and he becomes a little Caesar on the field. And the thing about soccer, if you don't know the game, and this salsa dance that the fans do with the referee who's running down the middle of the field, is that he's got a whistle and a uniform, and he wants you to know it. And he wants the players to know it. In fact, if you ride a soccer referee when he's in the middle of a game, he just might look at you with his whistle in his mouth and go, settle down, And then he has these two little cards. It's a yellow card and a red card. And he's got all the power in his left chest pocket. And he'll look at you and he'll fake like he's going to grab it and go, yeah? You want some of this? And so you don't need a lot of power to feel the power, right? You only need a little bit. And Jesus is making the connection between power, position, your character, how a person's character attaches to their position, which leads to conduct. And for all of us, the bottom line is that we're all tempted to use the influence that God has given us, whether that's in the home or in the workplace or with our children, and abuse it. And Jesus is saying that this is a very subtle, very dark game that is played. So what we're going to do today is Debbie...